All right, good morning, everybody. So, we are in Central Oregon, and really Central Oregon. We're not that far from, I guess, the geographic center. We're pretty close. We are out at Congleton Hollow. Now, Congleton Hollow is known for its limb casts, pink limb casts, green limb casts, blue limb casts, and we'll talk a little bit about that. It is middle of July, and we are having unseasonably cool weather, which is kind of nice. You know, it's last night it was probably mid-50s last night. Yeah, mid-50s. So perfect weather to do a little bit of digging. I've got some tools on my back. There's Sarah. Wave, Sarah. Lyca never wants to wave. Every time I aim the camera at her, she's like, look at my dog butt. Well, this place has lots and lots of material. We were here last fall 2021, and the day before, or the day of almost, when we came down here, it had rained, which meant if you dug down about like 3 inches, it was just like goopy, sticky mud, and not great. So what we ended up doing was walking around and just surface picking little tiny agates and stuff, and it wasn't that bad. This time we hope to find some decent limb casts. Now the idea is that we'll walk around, we'll pick a hole and dig in it in a little bit and see what we can come up with. Limb casts are particularly cool. It is when a lava flow encompasses a piece of wood. The wood carbonizes, becomes nothing, and you have the casting of that piece of wood. Then later on, hot silicate fluids under pressure, they move in and create an agate in the shape of a piece of wood, and that's what we're what we're looking for. So there's like holes all along this, we're kind of in a wash. Not really a wash. It's like a dry creek bed, I guess. So we're going to go pick a hole. There's a bunch. We're going to try to find one in the shade and start digging and hopefully we find something good. You can kind of see some diggings here.
Rock.
I am not sure. We'll
Very green.
see here. There are some green rocks. There we go. All right. I mean, this is it. Holes like this. You can see this big rock outcropping. I'm a little out of my elements here. If I had to guess, I would say that this green stuff is some kind of tuff, volcanic tuff. And then you have all the other rock, which does kind of look a little bit like rhyolite, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to anything I say about any of the geology out here. It's very new geology. You know, we were driving out here and looking at the roadside geology of Oregon. It's interesting when they're like, these flows, lava flows, basalt flows, are 400,000 years old. Because where we go, and where we often look for rocks and stuff, things are 30 million, 500 million, 1.5 billion, and not baby, young, 400,000 year old formations. So I think we found a decent hole that has already been worked. We should have shade for, well, a little while longer. And I'm just going to kind of scoop through some of this stuff and clear out what somebody else has already done And I think we should know real quick if we're going to be getting into any limb casts here. Sarah just found the very first pink limb cast of the day. Let's give it a look. Little pink agate. There you go. Hopefully we find more than just this, and possibly something bigger than just this. Oh. Yeah.
It does, I dropped one too. That does look like wood. It's got some like...
Yeah, you can see the texture. Yeah.
It's just the agate, right? Because there's like that. That's just some like...
I would take it because it's so little and we can clean it up.
No, it has some nice lines, but it's not agate. Yeah, I mean, it's got a wood texture, but it's not...
Not big.
No.
Well, currently I have found nothing. But I'm going to keep at it for maybe another 10 minutes and then I'm going to move somewhere else. So that's my plan. Found my first decent piece. I almost missed it. I just caught the texture of it. Let's look at this with some sunlight here. That really has like a nice wood texture to it. There you go. You can kind of really see that there. Focus. There we go. Yeah. Very cool. So Sarah's been surface picking, and it makes you wonder when you look out here and you're like, okay, all this BLM and all of this slope and all of the erosion that could take place after a rain, and I'm digging like a sucker, and you're finding these. Maybe I should just meander around with you.
Seems easier.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, hold that up to the sun. That'll look awesome, fully cleaned up. That really just like looks like a piece of wood. The texture is awesome. And you have a whole handful of little guys. I don't know. I'm going to work. I have this idea of getting like a big chunky thing. And I think I'm going to work here a little bit longer because I'm having some good luck. Yeah. And our dog's in the shade. But let's look at what's in the bucket right now. It's neat. It seems like that's what we have for agates. It looks insignificant. It can certainly be challenging, right? When you go to places like McDermott or wherever, Saddle Mountain up in Washington, some of the thunder egg beds where you're just like, cool, 9 million agates and thunder eggs and petrified wood. It's just like an infinite supply, basically. Like there's no way, or go up to Red Top, you know, in Washington. But I don't think you can really compare them. The material from here is unlike all the other stuff I've came across. I have never seen like super high quality, well defined limb casts like this. I mean, even the limb casts up at Saddle Mountain, they're a little boggy, a little rotten. They're just not the best replacement. So, and they're technically a limb cast, but it's not a full casting. So, you know, there's that. Somebody stole my hole. Hey, you gotta move. I don't doubt that Sarah's gonna come back with like 2 fistfuls, but I just found that one, which I think is quite nice. Texture is very cool. Oh, I think I'm just about done with this hole. I mean, we've found some very cool pieces. These will look so nice cleaned up. And even now that we get some overcast, we have some overcast here, we can kind of appreciate them maybe even a little bit more. Some of these little pieces, I'll just put together a specimen jar and keep some of these bigger ones. I might cut the bottom off of them so that they can just kind of like stand up next to each other, or well, I guess we'll really see once we get them all nice and washed up. Ah, some clouds are nice. yeah, that's kind of fun to just surface pick. That's not a bad piece. So we have kind of the dry stream here, and the plan is we're going to walk up and then all the way over and then back down and around to the vehicle. So it's kind of just, we want to scout it out a little bit. There is some listings for different shades of material, like we've been kind of going for a lot of the pink, but there's also listings out here for stuff that's blue and green and all kinds of different stuff. We'll just scope it out. We're probably not going to go to some of the other spots. We may not have time on this trip, but you never know what you can find out here poking around. So clearly people have been coming up to this and working it. I don't know what for. I mean, it's quite green, but also, like, look at how fractured up this is. I'm really skeptical that it's worth, I don't know, smashing up and taking any of it. So much of it. Views are excellent. No.
Why didn't you film it? Only that much was showing.
Oh wow, that's cool. Of course, that's the way it goes. You find the best stuff. I screw with the camera.
It's weird that it's blue. All the stuff has been pink.
Hey Leica, come here. We'll make an exception.
Taste it.
Hey, no. No, don't dig. Lick. Lick. Lick.
No.
Even she won't lick rocks.
Smart.
Well, I think we got some pretty good specimens, and I think we'll look at them all night. Do this. Shield your ears. I think we got some pretty good specimens, and we're going to look at them kind of washed up here at the car real quick. And we're going to head back to the shop, and we'll check them out really, really clean. Okay, I cleaned up a couple of these, and you can kind of see here. Let's go this way. Quite cool. The big piece that Sarah found, amazing. The texture, man, who knows if, can you just imagine the size of that? If you were to continue that around, that would be a big limb cast if it was intact. That little pinkish hue on that plate. And a lot of it, when cleaned up, should look kind of like that. Very neat. Let's look at that first one again real quick. This is one that I found digging, so kind of has a bluish hue to it. Overall, I would say Congleton Hollow is pretty good. Pretty good. We'll look at it all cleaned up in the shop now, and yeah, it's quite cool. Hey, Sarah, what did you think?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come here in the middle of the summer.
She said she wouldn't come here in the middle of summer if that's if you come here. Yes, it would be too hot. I could very easily see coming out here when it's in the 90s, upper 90s, being not fun. Not fun. What a fun time at Congleton Hollow. So I kind of have some little chips back here that are, they're neat, but they're not super impressive. And then we actually have some quite cool little piece. Look at that little hollow piece. Looks like a real little stick. I have tried so many things to clean up this material. Look at that. I've scrubbed, I've soaked, I've used the ultrasonic, I've tried all kinds of different things, and you can still see there's some little specks of dirt in it, and I think what I want to do is I probably need to do some like hot oxalic acid. I do not have an old used like crock pot for that. Man, the texture in that, like, it really resembles a piece of wood. Quite cool to see. Highly recommend that spot. Some of this stuff, like, so that right there, was probably double the back of, double in size. And using the textile gun, it just kind of blasted it off a little bit, but it took forever. Getting this stuff clean, it's like, I feel like I'm trying to clean concrete off of it. It's rough, but it's all very cool material to see, especially somewhat illuminated. Like, it's all very, it's all agate. It's all agate. Look at that. Look at these things. They're glowing, just bright as can be. But yeah, it's cool to see that wood texture on it. That wood texture. Very fun. Look at the pink in that. One more, a couple more. There's some, yeah, some of the nicer pieces are actually have quite fine little small detail on them. Look at that. Look at the texture on that. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I hope you liked this. Drop me a thumbs up if you did. If you're not already subscribed, throw me a subscribe. Check out the website, currentlyrockhounding.com, and I will catch you on the next video.